Hi, everyone, and welcome to Mod 201. This will be our final module for the semester. And in this module, I'm going to go over the final exam and how you should be preparing for the exam. We've talked about a couple topics after the midterm exams. We looked at section 3.1 to 3.4, where we talked about first and second derivative tests. We talked about extrema, concavity, rational functions, and then some more graphing. And then in section 3.5 to 3.9, we looked at some applications. We talked about marginals, elasticity, and then implicit differentiation, as well as related rates. And then we finally concluded last week by looking at section 4.1 to 4.5, where we talk about antiderivatives, anti-differentiation, areas, definite integrals, applications, and then integration by substitution. So these are the main topics that we've covered so far after the midterm exam. These are the topics that your final exams will evaluate. Most of the things we've talked about at the beginning are preparations, kind of a background to get you prepared to understand these topics that we have already gone over. And so I have a couple of things here on my slides that you can review as well. Again, it just summarizes all that we've talked about in terms of looking at continuous functions that satisfy certain properties, all the way to how we can evaluate indefinite integrals using the substitution method. Now, by the course design, these are the topics that we are supposed to cover. But of course, calculus is so broad that you can always extend the topics by delving into other interesting aspects of it. This week, you don't have so much assignment except the preparations that you need to do to be able to complete the final exam by the due date. So you only have a homework assignment, which is again more practice material. You have the practice test, which I encourage you to complete as if you're taking the final exam. And then you also have the final exams to complete. So you have 20 questions similar to what you did on the midterm exam, and you have 2 hours to complete them. You can always go back and review the exams once you've completed it. In order to get a partial credit, you need to make sure that you're one number in your work, making sure you're writing legibly for me to review the work that you've done to provide the partial credit. You've worked so hard, you've worked so much this semester, you put in a lot of time and effort, and I hope that you are prepared enough to complete the exam to get your desired grade. Now is the time to put in the extra work to brush up over concepts that you find confusing. I've also provided some extra materials as well. As usual, the slides that I provide also includes additional worked out problems that you can go over in preparation for the final exam. Now I'll leave you with this. The symbol to the left is what in my country, in my home country, Ghana, we refer to as Edinkra symbols. Edinkra symbols are symbols that have deeper meaning, and it helps us to find meaning to our culture and our environment in terms of how we connect with each other, how we view higher education, and so on. The symbol that I have here represented is called Nia Onimno Sua Ohun. What it literally translates to is that he who does not know can know from learning. So it's one of the symbols that kind of represents knowledge, lifelong education, and overall a quest for more knowledge. So as you've gone through this course, you've improved your knowledge about understanding calculus from the introductory level. I hope I have provided you with the right learning resources to prepare you to apply them. And as you saw in the many examples that we looked at, applications in business, we also have applications in science. Physicists use calculus, chemists use calculus. And so there are many applications in which we can apply these concepts or topics that we've covered so far. I wish you all the best on the exam. I look forward to seeing your wonderful grades in this course. Take care and all the best.